I'm sorry, it's really difficult to find an angle that's gonna work for this. As you can see, it's gotten quite cold again recently, which is strange because summer was already well on its way where I live, but then suddenly we got some cold and rainy weather. So today I really just wanted to be super comfy and make some food for myself, because this is a really important aspect of taking care of myself that often kind of gets neglected, unfortunately. Throughout my life of living by myself as an adult, there have been many periods of time where I found it quite difficult to make sure I feed myself regularly and consistently, just because life gets busy and distracting, and to be honest, I'm kind of a little scared to commit to cooking a big meal or anything like that just for myself. So over time I've kind of, you know, figured out some very easy and quick things that I can make for myself, usually using like instant packages and stuff like that, just to make sure I don't starve to death. I mean, I don't think it ever got that bad that I really had to worry about starving to death, but still, it's not good to not take care of yourself properly in that way as well. So yeah, today I figured I would share one of the really quick and easy meals that I like to make when I really just can't be bothered to go outside. That's another thing, especially right now where I don't want to really leave my apartment very much because of everything that's going on. I kind of get stuck in my home, not really having much to eat, and then yeah, so that's kind of the situation right now. I'm kind of running out of food, but I do still have something that I know I can make for tonight so that I can avoid going out for another day. And then probably tomorrow I'm gonna have to actually go get some groceries. Okay, well, let's get into it. So last time my mom visited me here from Europe, she brought me something that I kind of missed from back home, which is these flakes that when you put boiling water on top of them, they make mashed potatoes. I really love mashed potatoes, and they're not really a big thing in Japan, unfortunately. And most of the time, well, all of the time, I am way too lazy to make mashed potatoes from scratch and like actually boil them and then make them into mash, and I don't know, it just seems like a lot of work, so I definitely prefer this method. Okay, so thankfully she cut out the instructions from the package and brought that as well so that I would know how to make it. Okay, so first I need some water. Let's see. Oh. So this pot, I really love this pot because it came with this, which is great for making pasta. It makes things so easy for me. So it's perfect for a lazy person like me to, you know, it goes like this, and then you fill it with water and just start boiling it and put the pasta in, and then all you have to do is literally just take this out and you've got your pasta. You don't have to like deal with a strainer or anything. It's great. Anyway, let me put that away. Okay, and then, okay, 375. Wait, let me think. So that's 250, and then I need another 125. Okay, that should be about right. Okay, and then it says to add quite a bit of salt. Half a teaspoonful. Okay. No problem. Salt. Okay, that's about right. Okay. And then I guess we start boiling it. But before I do, it's probably better to prepare everything first, because otherwise I'm always surprised by how quickly water boils on a gas stove, so basically I don't want to rush things and then have to do things really hectically, especially because for making this, it really comes down to getting the timing right. Technically, what it says here is to add things directly to the pot, but I'm not going to do it that way. Because I also don't like to spend a lot of time doing dishes, so the less cleaning I have to do, the better. And if I just boil some water in this, I don't mind using it again tomorrow to make some pasta. Okay, so instead, I'm going to dump out the powder first. And then just quickly, once this boils, I will quickly pour that on top and like mix it in. And also it says to add some cold milk, which I'll prepare in advance as well. So I like to use soy milk just because I haven't really had milk in my house in years, and I just don't think it's necessary. Okay. A little bit more. Yeah, that should be perfect. Okay, alright, so now that I've got everything prepped and ready to go, I can start boiling. Take it off over here. Alright. All the salt was kind of sitting in one spot, so I thought I would just stir it up a little bit. Chopsticks are a really useful tool in the kitchen, I've found. Which I never would have thought about before moving out to Japan, but they're so useful. Like, honestly, I don't need a whisk or anything because I can do things just as well with the chopsticks. And they don't scratch my bowl or my pot. Okay, there we go. Starting to boil. And just okay. All right. that's good now. Alright, so then quickly add this in. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. And then the trick is to quickly start stirring as well. So that it doesn't clump up. And then actually it also says to add the milk right away. So do that too. And then mixing. Oh. Okay. You see that? That's pretty good too. Okay, but then also the instructions said to let it sit for about a minute so that the flakes can fully absorb the moisture. So, here. In the meantime, I'll just kind of rinse my pot a little bit because it did have some salt in it. Okay. And I mean, again, all that was in here is water. So I don't see the need to wash it every time after just boiling some water. So. Oh, sorry. I'm also rinsing out the measuring cup just so it's easier to clean later. Okay, and in general, like, one of the reasons I'm kind of reluctant to cook is because it can be so messy and I don't do well with mess. Like, I know I'm gonna want to clean it later and it's so much work. So instead of waiting for things to get really dirty and bad and then having to scrub stuff, in general I really just kind of like to clean as I go along. Like right now it's just a few water drops from my sink, but if I get rid of them, then I don't have to deal with the water stains later. So. Okay. Okay. Oh, good. I really want to put this back on. It's still a bit hot. But it's hard to reach and also be on camera like this. So maybe I will. I think it's fine. Doesn't matter that much. That's cold, yes. Oh, oh no. Okay, so that looks like it's about ready to eat, I think. Alright, so then at this point, I'm not actually gonna eat mashed potatoes with chopsticks. I think that would be kind of difficult. So these I can wash later too, but there's one more ingredient that I would like to add. Okay, and I will use a spoon to just kind of stir one more time. Mix it all up. Yes, that looks great. I'm so excited. Okay, well, obviously, mashed potatoes just by themselves, even though I have done that. I've definitely even just plain mashed potatoes, but it's maybe a little bit boring and bland, so there are many different things you could eat with it, obviously, but for today, I'm going to add this egg, and these are special eggs because in Japan you can actually buy eggs that are already only very slightly boiled so that it's still very soft, because that's a very common thing in Japanese food. I'm sure you've seen like melting egg on top of things. It stopped recording and I don't know when. I don't know how much of that I just lost, but yeah, basically I want to add a special ingredient to this, which is a soft-boiled egg. Very, very soft-boiled. It's like, you'll see. Oh. Oh, that's embarrassing. Alright. In German, we call that Vorführeffekt, which is basically, it's what happens when you do something that you've done a billion times and you're usually good at, but this time you do it in front of an audience, and because people are watching you, suddenly everything goes wrong. That's the Vorführeffekt. Okay, so yeah, so we've got this really nice egg in here, and one of my favorite things in the world. Oh, hang on, I need to get rid of some of this eggshell. Ah. Okay, alright, so yeah, one of my favorite food experiences in the world is when an egg yolk, like a soft-boiled, very tender egg yolk, breaks and just douses everything in this beautiful yellow color. So hopefully you can see me do that, because that's honestly the best part. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, this is everything I could have hoped for and more. Ah. Oh my gosh, I really hope it's in the frame. But yeah, so that's mashed potatoes with egg. And it may seem like a kind of boring meal, but honestly, I'm very much into it. Yes. Alright. Well, and that's my quick and easy dinner done. So I'm just gonna go enjoy this now. Ah, very nice. Alright, I'm gonna go watch a show or a movie or something and enjoy my simple but filling and nourishing meal. And I hope this inspires you to go and make sure you feed yourself too, because your body needs nourishment. Alright, thanks for joining me this time, and sorry I'm kind of awkward in this weird angle, but I really appreciate you spending time with me, because things are easier when you can do them together. That's what I believe anyway. So, please take good care. See you next time.